Lord, you have turned my sorrow into joy.
Ngozi was the pride of her village, brilliant, graceful, and hardworking. But brilliance didn't always put food on the table. Her father, a struggling farmer, and her mother, a petty trader, barely made enough to send her to school. Still, Ngozi never gave up. She read under kerosene lanterns, helped her mother at the market, and always came first in class. After secondary school, she earned a scholarship to study accounting at the university in Enugu. She was the first girl in her village to win a scholarship. It was there she met Chike. From a wealthy home, kind-hearted, intelligent, and supportive, their friendship grew into love, but it wasn't easy. Some of Chike's friends mocked him for dating a poor village girl. Even Chike's mother once told Ngozi she wasn't their class. Ngozi, proud but hot, considered leaving Chike, but Chike stood his ground. Ngozi, you are my peace, my inspiration, my biggest blessing. I don't care about what anyone says, not about where you came from, but what you have or don't have. I just knew I want to spend my life with you. Will you marry me? Ngozi gasped, her hands covering her mouth. Her heart pounded like a drum. Tears welled in her eyes as she nodded quickly. Ah, yes, Chike, yes. Months later, they had their church wedding. The joy of the church wedding had settled. She knelt beside her bed, whispering a quiet prayer. Lord, you who made this day possible, bless my womb. Let joy fill this house with the cry of a baby. She rose with determination in her eyes, already planning how she would eat well, take supplements, and avoid stress. Chike noticed her seriousness and held her hands. We just got married, my love. Let's trust God. Our children will come. Ngozi smiled shyly and nodded, her mind already picturing a baby's cot in the corner of their bed. The wedding was done. Now she was ready to become a mother. But barely 3 months later, joy turned into tears. Ngozi had just finished arranging the small sitting room in their new apartment when she felt a sharp pain cut across her lower belly. At first, she thought it was nothing, maybe fatty, but then came the blood, bright and terrifying. Chike, Chike, she cried out, her voice breaking. Chike rushed out of the bedroom, saw the blood on the floor, and panic flashed in his eyes. Without wasting time, Chike rushed her to the hospital. When the doctor finally came out, her face was calm but heavy. We are sorry, she said softly. We did everything we could, but she lost the baby. The next few weeks were dark for Ngozi. The house felt too quiet, too empty. Each time she saw the small baby clothes she had bought, she cried silently. But Chike stayed by her side, encouraging her, cooking for her, praying with her, refusing to let grief destroy them. One warm evening, she sat by the window, the soft harmattan breeze brushing her face, and she placed her hand on her belly. God, she whispered, I am still waiting. I know you hear me. Please let this month not pass me by. Then she opened the test result from the hospital, staring at the white hospital papers in her trembling hands. Her body was still weak, but her heart was weaker. Threatening miscarriage, it read. It was the second time. The second time she had carried a life inside her, only to lose it before it saw the light of the day. When she heard footsteps approaching, she quickly wiped her tears, hoping it was Chike, but then it was Mama Chike who walked in. Her face was hard, like a dry harmattan wind. So it has happened again, Mama Chike said, folding her arms. Are you sure you are even a woman? 2 pregnancies gone like that. When will you give this family an heir? Or do you want my son to remain childless because of you? All you know is to wear fine clothes and speak big grammar. What has it given us? Ngozi felt as if the walls were closing in. Her chest ached, her hands shook, but she swallowed her pain and kept quiet. She knew any word she spoke would only bring more insults. Ngozi knelt quietly in the corner of her room, her face wet with tears. For days she had been fasting, her body weak, but her faith unshaken. The pain of losing 2 pregnancies still lingered in her heart, yet her lips kept whispering prayers. Lord, she said softly, you are the giver of life. Wipe away my tears and bless me with children. Weeks later, her prayer was answered. The day she went to the hospital for a routine check, the doctor smiled warmly and turned the ultrasound screen towards her. You are carrying twins, she said. Tears of joy ran down her face. Her heart leaped with gratitude. She fell to her knees that evening and lifted her hands to the sky, praising God for turning her sorrow into joy. After 9 months' journey, the cry of 2 newborns filled the hospital room. Congratulations, madam, the nurse said with a smile. You have twins, a boy and a girl. Joy overflowed in Ngozi's heart. After all the pain, all the prayers, God had finally answered. Chike rushed in, his face glowing with relief and pride. He knelt beside the bed and kissed Ngozi's forehead. You are stronger than 1,000 warriors, he whispered, his voice breaking. Her mother-in-law entered slowly, her eyes glistening with tears. She had once called Ngozi barren, even spoken harshly during the years of waiting. Now, seeing twins, her heart melted. My daughter, she said, kneeling beside the bed. Forgive me, I judged you wrongly. God has indeed blessed you. Ngozi reached out her hand and held her mother's hand. Mama, I forgave you long ago, she said gently. Mama smiled through her tears, then placed her hands on the twins' tiny head. She prayed over them, her voice trembling with gratitude. These children will grow in wisdom and strength. They will bring peace and joy to the family all the days of their lives. Everyone in the room said amen, and the atmosphere was filled with thanksgiving and reconciliation.